What's up, guys? Cameron Foose here with FooseAlerts.com. It is December 12th, Thursday, about 9:47 a.m. We had an excellent morning here, mainly due to GSAT, which was my biggest gainer here so far. But looking at this thing, this thing is, oops, let's link up these charts here. Blue. Go to daily. This is one that I've been calling out, for quite a while now. We first initially started buying in at 34 cents, then ripped it again at 64 cents, ripped it again over the dollar, and now we ripped it again at 177. Yesterday I was long 25,000 shares at 177. My target here today was $2. Unfortunately, I got a little antsy. After that first round of profit taking, I started selling here on GSAT and locked in my profits about 3,800 bucks. I got out between 196. Where did I sell? Between 193 and about 196 on GSAT. So, I sold a little early. Unfortunately, I did not have the patience to hold up to $2 per share, but it did hit my profit target there, up 10%. So awesome trade here on GSAT. I posted on Facebook yesterday say on GSAT said if this hits $2 tomorrow, I'm gonna buy this desk, which is a sick stand-up desk. As you can see here, this thing's 3,200 bucks. Huge solid L desk. You can adjust it so it rises and lowers because it's very important not to be sitting on your ass all day because it's extremely bad for you. So gonna buy that desk here soon, do a little video on that as well. But GSAT, basically what I was buying into here was this force pattern breakout. I had been trying to buy this breakout for the last month or so and just was not getting that first breakout over this 180 level. And then yesterday we had that huge volume break. I went long 25,000 shares, and this is working out perfectly so far. There's still definitely chance for this thing to continue to rip. As always with the Foose 4 pattern, as long as it holds the 13 EMA on the daily chart, there's really no telling how high these things can go. Unfortunately, I am not the perfect trader, and I am very impatient, and I like to lock in profits, typically way early. And I hardly ever take full advantage of these swings. As you can see here, I initially started buying it at 34 cents, then again at 64 cents, and now it's all the way up to $2 per share. I could be up huge. I was long about 40,000 shares at 68 cents, and had a nice chunk, about 40,000 shares again at 34. So, it's more about being able to identify the trade opportunities, and as long as you're getting a piece of the pie, you're doing okay. And that's the goal, is to be able to identify the patterns before they break out, and just at least be part of it. Lock in some of that gain. I'm just trying to get a piece of this. I'm not going to trade it perfectly every time. That's difficult. It's basically impossible. But GSAT, we had a perfect F1 breakout here right at 186. As I was calling out here this morning, here's the opening price. Here's the F1 forming up, as you can see, at 186. And F1, as always, is the first gap open or run up in price plus some volume increase. And then once it hits that peak and starts forming that flag there, once it breaks out of that intraday level, this is on the 1 minute chart I'm looking at here. As soon as that broke 186 right here, that's an F1 breakout pattern right there, and it's actually another buy signal. I was, potentially tempted to add a little bit more shares there, but this stock has always been pretty stubborn to me when I'm trading it. So I already had 25,000 shares. It was going to be, basically enough for me right there. But after that broke, this continued to break out here. Perfect F1 breakout there. There's a nice 10-cent rip. That's basically what I traded. I basically traded in and out of this F1, sold in the 195 to 193 range. From there, got that first initial pullback, and then continued to rip, and actually is now ripping as high as 205. So awesome move. I know some of you guys are still long and strong this stock. I believe there's some kind of big news coming up here as well that could continue to push us higher, but for now, I'm out. Made a nice profit here, about 3,800 bucks on GSAT in total from the gain yesterday. Moving forward, let's check out GNVC. This is a watch list play. This thing exploded here, like 40%, I think, from the move here. 37% rally from my buy alert. This thing was on the watch list. This is again a perfect FUS4 pattern breakout. As you can see, we're basically in a revival. The lead-in trend is bearish, and now it's actually a cup and handle formation. But this is a perfect three-phase breakout formation with the trigger right at that whole number resistance level, about $2 per share. I started talking about this pre-market as it was gapping open. Sent out a radar alert in chat, and then basically I just ripped this thing right out of the gates here at 204. It really didn't even give you a chance to kind of hesitate and let it form up. I was like, all right, I didn't go in big. I only went long 5,000 shares, unfortunately, which is a pretty small position to me, but I was able to make $1,500 on this thing in a very, very short amount of time on GNVC, because this thing ripped from 204 all the way up to a high here of 289, and literally, what's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes. So that's what's possible in trading, is to make thousands of dollars in just minutes. And so that was a huge rip, and always that's why I like to trade the mornings, because that's when all the action happens. You can see here on GNVC, after that first morning pop, not really much has happened. This is actually down quite significantly from those highs, but now back down to the 250s. But the morning, in the first 2 hours, in that F1 zone, that's when I like to trade, because that's when it's most predictable. And a lot of times, you can just walk away after the first 2 hours and you'll be done for the day. As long as you take advantage of those quick morning pops, you can walk with profits. There's obviously still other trading opportunities and the longer term holds throughout the rest of the session, but the mornings are where it's at. That's where the first initial plays happen and where you can make the most money. But moving along here, what was our other one? BAXS, which is another awesome trade here. This is something I was mentioning pre-market as well in the chat room and on FUS TV, saying, hey, check out this stock. We got news out. It's gapping back over 1 after breaking it down yesterday and getting some volume in. I actually waited for the pullback here on this morning, and it was looking like we were potentially going to have an F1 form up here with a breakout at about 117 was the high here, but I got in a little early on this dip. We started forming up. We came back down, retested the 13 EMA 1-minute chart support area, and started flagging here with this kind of support level at 110. So I went long another small position again, because the volume was pretty low, a little bit risky stock. I didn't want to risk that much downside on this trade. I went long 5,000 shares at 110, and boom, check this out. This thing ripped it up almost 27% right after I bought in here at 110. I got out, made a quick $900 on a small position in just minutes, and now it's just kind of all the way back to 114. So again, that's just the morning. Quick, that's just the first 30 minutes even, and that's what I focus on trading. The rest of the day is usually a bunch of bullshit like this. If you continue to, over trade throughout all this bull crap throughout the session, that's typically when you're going to give back all your morning profits. So it's important that you're at least locking in some gains in the morning, and then kind of monitoring what's happening after that. But anyways, that's about it for the trades of the day. 3 killer trades today, all done live on FUS TV this morning. I did the free FUS TV session, had over 100 people watching, so the pressure was on, and I freaking killed it, so I'm pretty stoked about that. But anyways, that's it for today's video lesson. Hopefully you guys banked. Hopefully you're enjoying these educational video lessons, and continue to learn and make money with FUS.